Hello, Clive Tompkins reporting for the Finance News Network. Joining me to discuss the importance of getting independent advice before buying a property is Richard Halabi, co-founder, Guardian Property Specialists. Richard, welcome to FNN.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
G.P.S specialises in sourcing residential investment properties. What's your track record?
Our clients that we have been serving for the last 10 years is a proof of our track record. Now having 4 branches all over Australia, or 4 major states of Australia, and helping and clients coming back, buying their first investment. Let's say they bought it in Sydney at the right time. They've made their money. Now they're looking. They've trusted what we suggested and the research that we provided. Now they're looking into. We've served people buying into, let's say, different states, 3, 4 times, 5 times, repeat clientele coming back. And that is a proof that we're doing something right.
And just approximately, how many customers have you helped?
We've helped thousands of clients over the years, and a lot of them have bought through us and others haven't bought through us. The ones that did, I must say, they have made money and they are repeat clientele of ours and they come all the time.
Okay, so how do you get paid?
Clive, we act as a buyer's agent for our client. However, we know that these vendors have got marketing budget when they're selling their properties. So we then charge the vendor, not the investor, not the purchaser. Normally the investors are going to get a much better deal through us because we negotiate in bulk with those with the vendors. Sometimes in cases where most of the cases where there are projects that are happening, the vendor or the developer will come to us and ask us to do some pre-sales for the project to happen. For that to happen, we then negotiate the best deals to give enough incentives for us to get into the buying of the plan, let's say, in very early stages.
Your website states that the key to successful investment is to marry the needs of the investor to the market. Can you explain this?
Clive, the client's needs vary from one person to another. So for us, the first thing we do is do a proper needs analysis on those clients to determine why they're buying the investment, why now, what their plan is. It to retire, when they want to retire? Is it a lifestyle / investment that they want? They want something to buy it now, they move into it. All these are factors that we need to know before we determine what property is going to suit them. And even the time frame for it is very important. In some cases, there are clients, it's not the right time for them to buy. They don't have the capacity or the knowledge to actually do it. So it's very important to understand the needs of the client at the current moment that he's at, and then recommend or suggest the properties that's going to suit them for that time. A lot of people even buy investment property just to pay off their home in 5 years. So if that's the purpose, we need to look at properties with higher growth, knowing that's what the outcome that they want.
And what happens when they don't do this?
It's a very risky thing. If they don't acknowledge the research that we are providing to them, and the analysis that we are doing on the research and on the properties that we're providing, then they're looking at it the wrong way. They will make emotional decisions, and that's what we don't want them to do. We want them to look at the property as a business, because they're not living in it. So we want them to look at it as a business and take those emotions out. Buying in your street, not necessarily, is going to provide you with a good result at the end. So it's very important for the clients to look at investing, relying on research and the analysis that we're providing for them to make the right decision.
Richard, last question. The apartment market has been a difficult place to make money over the last 5 years, especially in somewhere like Sydney. What's your outlook for apartment prices?
Again, it depends on the product. There's no such thing as unit better than house or house better than unit. It has to have all the elements of a good investment property. There are negatives in buying a unit, and there are positives in buying a unit. The same with the freehold houses. There are concerns with units in terms of there has to be more research done because of the high strata levies that might occur in a building. A good developer is a must, because it's not only your property when you're buying a unit. A unit is the whole building. It's different for when you're buying a house that is on its own. And I believe for the unit apartment to work, and if you look at the history of growth, it's that uniqueness of the apartment that makes it better. I mean, two-bedroom apartment in 80-storey building, they all look the same. They're not going to attract the growth that is needed unless it's unique.
Richard, thanks for coming in. Very interested to get your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having us. I really appreciate it.